Hey guys and gals, let's unbox and take a look at the Space Research Rover by LEGO Friends. This is set number 42602. Contains 514 bricks, retails for $49.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. And if you think we were done with space sets, no. Even the Friends line has them. And so let's take a look here. We obviously got Olivia and William, and there's the rover and some flying thing and some weird mutated plants. Watch series online? Yeah, I don't think so. And honestly, guys and gals, I'm already pooped out of space already. Yeah, it looks like you're getting your typical white build. Well, this one's got some color to it at least. And we're photographing something here, and this is all the various actions. Not too bad. Well, let's open this up and see what kind of parts are inside. Now I'm just curious to see exactly what kind of parts are in here. We've already seen a LEGO Creator. We've already seen LEGO City. Now LEGO Friends. Space themed. Well, LEGO, I'm going to just ding off a point right now because that was packed sloppy. Not when I have to chase down loose parts in the box. So yeah, we're already down to a 9, folks. Alright, so we got some building guides here. There's booklet 1. 3. Does this tell you what we're building? Oh, it tells you what parts. So this is probably not even a collaborative build. Yeah, it just highlights what we're doing. So there's 4 building guides. And boy, that's oversaturated, huh? The viewfinder sometimes lies. So it looks like there's a bag per guide. And some of these, I only have one of these and it's in silver metallic, but like the thing for a combination lock or something. I don't know. These would be good for like space shuttles or something, but I guess they use these for the tires. Alright, how much of this is scratched? I have a feeling this is probably going to be a fail, but we don't want to count our chickens until they're hatched. Well, I'm going to head over to my second channel. Those are pretty cool. I'm going to head over to my second channel and build this. Report my findings back here, and we'll see how bad the damage is. Right front and center we have the Space Research Loader. On the left we have this plant thing. It's kind of pretty to look at. And inside we have the space aliens. So when you get close, they're supposed to open up and float at you and greet you. I don't know what their purpose is, but it's kind of a pretty little plant configuration, especially with the transparent opaque pieces. And we have this little flying contraption here on the right. This is meant for our space dolls to fit in. So we'll just put Olivia here. She's meant to grab a hold of these and to fly around. Looks more like a hoverboard or something. I don't know what that would be. And we got the space helmets here. These are both the same. Not too bad. So here's Olivia. And then we have William. You'd think this would be Olivia's, but no. Not too bad for the mini dolls. And oh, we don't want to forget about Apollo. Looks like a pug or something. I first thought it was a sheep, but no, that's like a little dog in a space outfit. Not too bad. And well, ready to dive right on into the rover. And that's essentially what it is. It's got a camera on the front. You know what I forgot to do? Turn on the floodlight. There we go. We're going to put a little more light onto that. So you got a camera here, and this can detach. You can also It's got the hands, you can do all that stuff. It does roll around. Looks like this thing's meant to be for off-terrain. And got some logos and stuff. And yes, this model does have stickers. It was hiding in that sloppily packed box. So I found it when I was doing the build. If you want to see the whole sticker sheet, you'll have to go on the second channel for that one. Yeah, well, we'll talk about all that in the review here. And the review is not that good. I didn't mean to give you that spoiler, but yeah. So, for the most part, that's the Rover. Now, despite of this, it's a fully playable model. So we can open up the cockpit here. We can show you inside. So you can see there's a screen there that's printed. There's some over there. And your mini dolls can just sit right here. They got a little plate right there in the middle, right where my finger's pointing. You can have one of them sit down right in there. I'll show you. We'll put Olivia in there because she likes being the pilot. Just place her down right in there. Well, I guess you have to have smaller hands to do this. Let's try that again. Well, you get the idea. So I mean, it's possible, but I'm dropping the figures. But for an adult, it's not really easy to play with. There's some detail in there. And here's the back here with the living quarters, or the sleeping quarters in the lab. So this does open up here. Take a look at that. Okay. We got two beds, and they also do rotate in to expose the lab equipment. I like those. Those are nice hideaway beds, and there's enough space for your figures to sleep in. Even for Apollo, he can just sit on that jumper plate in there. And oh, got to mention that right there. You've got the dog biscuit and the water bowl. That's pretty cool. And it does close up. Now this also does detach too, and this is compatible. Both these pieces are compatible with the Lego City version of the space sets. So these are meant to be played with, or they can be combined with the other sets. So it's not only a solo model, but you can also play with other space-related themes too. So this is not just you have to buy an expansion set to enjoy it. This is pretty good as is, or you can buy more space sets and combine them all together. And for the most part, as you saw here, it is a playable model. It does roll. You know, it turns, so it's really good. Well, we're going to dive right on into the review with play value. And as you saw, there's plenty of things to do here. You got this little hoverboard thing, you got two mini dolls, you got Apollo, you got some accessories here. So there's plenty of things you can do. So if we want to, we can put these inside the back here. You can just set them in here. And that's it. So there's plenty of stuff to do. I wish there was a place you could store this in here. Probably can, but it'd be pretty much a tight ride. But for the most part though, fully playable. Build quality is also pretty good too. This is a durable model, so it's not going to fall apart when you're building it, nor when you're playing with it. Even when I detached this, nothing disintegrated. So you're not going to go wrong with build quality. Now, build experience, for me personally, this set was average to boring. Why? I'm tired of doing space sets. I'm going to be honest. It's the only thing I have done since this whole batch had came out last year. I've just been doing nothing but space sets. And if you're tired of seeing space, this is probably something you don't want to get. But if you're heavy into space, this would probably be a good build. But for me, I just could not get into this build. I'm not going to lie to you there. I just could not get into it. For mock value, this is a standalone model, so you could drop this into a mock or a city. You can expand on this with other Lego space sets, or you can use the parts for other creations. So there's plenty of things to do here. And there's a lot of unique pieces at that for this model. So there's a lot of possibilities in this set. Now this set doesn't look it, but up to 4 people can build this set at the same time. So this plant configuration, this hoverboard, and the figures, that's just in one booklet. Booklet 2 just does the chassis for the rover. Booklet 3 does the cockpit. Booklet 4 does the sleeping quarters. So all this right here is modular. It's not connected until the very end. So up to 4 people can build this set at the same time. That's really good. That's probably the only thing saving this set. Now, for the review, I'm giving it a 7.5. Why? Well, you saw how sloppy the box was packed. I couldn't even find the stickers until I had to really dig down at the bottom. So why didn't they have the instruction manuals and the stickers packed in one of those paper envelopes is beyond me. And these wheel things were just floating around in there. It was just sloppily packed. I don't know. And another issue is I did have some of these pieces here come in pitted and scratched. I got lucky here, but I think one of these on the back here was scratched, and 1 or 2 of these. And that was just kind of sloppy. It made the set felt cheap. And I'm not going to hide that. It's just kind of a bummer to see. And another thing I'm dinging off is the stickers. You know, for this being a nice model, it's just, I mean, it wasn't a lot of stickers, but put them on these round tiles, they're hard to line up. If you don't have steady hands, it's going to be a bit challenging. So for me, the stickers, it didn't ruin the build. It's just kind of a shame, though. I wish it was printed. You know, some of the city versions have this printed, but no, this is stickered, unfortunately. But not a lot of stickers. All in all, though, I am pretty happy with the build, but 7.5 is my score. It's just, it could have been improved a bit in terms of packing quality and stuff, and quality control. If the parts weren't scratched or anything like this, it probably would have been an 8.5, maybe a 9. But the main thing I dinged off for was the sloppy box and the scratched pieces. I dinged off 2 points for that. Sorry, but I had to do it. I couldn't look past it. But all in all, though, if you got a son or a daughter who's into space, this is nice. It's a nice build. It's a playable model. But tell me what you think.